So after putting around 12 hours into Hytale since the launch, I think I finally understand what this game is, and more importantly, who it's for. Because Hytale isn't just a Minecraft 2, and it's also not going to replace Minecraft for everyone. This is an early access game, it's not finished, and even the developers themselves have said it's not the game they ultimately want it to be yet. But despite that, I've generally been impressed, so in this video, I want to give you my honest review after 12 hours and talk about what Hytale does really well, where it clearly needs work, and whether I actually think it's worth the $20 price tag right now. My first impression of Hytale is pretty simple. It's great, but it's obviously not complete. That said, the foundation is absolutely here. There is a real sense of wonder when you first start playing. It honestly reminded me of the first time I ever played Minecraft. That feeling of stepping into a world where you fully don't understand everything yet, but you want to explore it. At the same time though, it doesn't feel as bare bones. It leans much more into a Terraria and Valheim style RPG mechanics with structured progression, tougher enemies, and systems that feel deeper right from the start. Even after just a few hours, I felt like I was constantly discovering new mechanics, new crafting paths, and new reasons to explore, and that's a really good sign for an early access game. So let's get straight to the big question. Is Hytale worth $20 in its current early access state? And in my opinion, yes. The game is surprisingly stable, it runs smoothly, and there's already a lot to do. This doesn't feel like one of those early access games that basically is a tech demo or a proof of concept. It really feels like a real game that just isn't finished yet. I've played plenty of early access titles that are missing core systems or feel borderline broken, and Hytale honestly feels more polished and feature complete than almost any early access game I've played, even though the developers are being very open about the fact it's not done. Could it use more content? Absolutely. Does it need bug fixing and balance passes? Definitely. But for $20, I've already got my money's worth and I'm only 12 hours in. Now, we have to talk about the Minecraft comparison because it's kind of unavoidable at this point. Roughly 80% of Hytale's DNA comes from Minecraft. The block-based world, survival loop, crafting, exploration, it's all very similar. And I want to be very honest here. If you don't like Minecraft at all, I'd probably avoid Hytale for now. That remaining 20%, the RPG systems, deeper combat, and extra mechanics probably isn't enough to completely change your mind. However, if you enjoy Minecraft, or you're on the fence about it, or you've always played modded Minecraft because vanilla felt too shallow, Hytale is an easy recommendation. It feels like a modern version of Minecraft with a lot of features you'd normally have to mod in. Deeper combat, better movement, more advanced building tools, and more structured progression. One thing Hytale absolutely nails is movement and controls. Walking, running, jumping, and even flying in creative mode feels just right. Being able to jump higher than 2 blocks and climb up edges makes movement feel fast-paced and fluid instead of clunky. All controls are fully rebindable, which honestly shouldn't be impressive in 2026, but somehow still is. You can really tell the developers learned from years of running Minecraft servers, and this feels like a game made by people who know exactly what players found annoying in other sandbox games and actively tried to fix it. Building in Hytale is probably one of my favourite parts of the game so far. Being able to place slabs vertically, use proper roof blocks, and just have more structural options makes building feel incredibly satisfying. And honestly, the sound design deserves a massive shout out. The sound of placing blocks, mining resources, walking across different surfaces, it all just feels really polished and satisfying. I've generally had more fun building in Hytale in 3 hours than I've had in Minecraft in years. It just feels fresh. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy Minecraft building, I loved it, but this just feels new. Crafting is also really interesting. Instead of having one universal crafting table, you need different workbenches for different systems, food, gear, building, and so on. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of needing like 7 or 8 benches to do everything, but the more I played, the more it started to make sense. It adds structure and makes progression feel more meaningful, but it could do with some TLC. Combat is another area where Hytale really stands out. NPCs aren't just brainless punching bags, they're decently tough without being overly tanky, and even small details like cows actually fighting back instead of just running away makes the world feel more alive. Progression feels well balanced overall. Getting full iron gear is challenging but not frustrating, which makes every iron item you craft feel like an achievement. That said, there are definitely balance issues. The sword charge attack feels a bit too strong for closing distance, and daggers are honestly very overpowered early game. The stamina regen is so fast that you can just charge attack over and over again without giving enemies much of a chance to fight back. Food is another area that needs work. Most food items I've found basically give the same regen buff, which makes variety feel pointless right now. And progression items like linen scraps being locked mostly behind skeletons and dungeons can slow things down a lot. But to be clear, these aren't design flaws, these are balance problems, and those are much easier to fix over time. There are also some clear early access issues, from friends not being able to join each other's worlds. The GUI scale not being changeable is honestly just weird. Collision with certain mobs feels off, sometimes you can clip through them. Creative mode flight can feel choppy sometimes, and there are a few missing sound effects like horses not making a noise when they run. But here's the important thing, this is exactly what early access is made for. None of these are game breaking, and compared to most early access launches, Hytale is surprisingly smooth, apart from when you're falling off the side of the map. So overall, I'm having a great time after 12 hours in Hytale. It feels fun, polished, and full of potential. It already fixes a lot of the issues I've had with Minecraft's controls and UI for years, and it adds depths in areas where Minecraft often feels shallow without mods. Is it finished? No. Does it need more content and balance passes? Absolutely. But as an early access game for $20, I think it's completely worth it, especially if you enjoy a Minecraft style survival game and want something that feels familiar but fresher and deeper. I'm generally excited to see how this game evolves over time.